Good afternoon from Europe. Good morning, good evening, guys, wherever you are. Wednesday, September 9th, 2020. Piotr here, this is Light Forex Global YouTube channel, and this is the market update. Today, within the next, well, I would say less than 3 hours, we are going to get Bank of Canada rate statement, overnight rate. Basically, checking the Canadian dollar charts, looks like market, the overall traders, they do not expect any kind of the hawkishness, and that's what we are going to discuss. But as usual, at the very beginning, guys, we are going to go through the risk warning. Please bear in mind, trading on margin carries a high level of risk, may not be suitable for all investors who can sustain a loss of some or all initial investment, so please do not invest the money you cannot afford to lose. Seek education, gain experience before risking real money. However, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Alright, guys, alright. So let's start with USDCAD. We have very nice breakout, but before about the breakout, first thing first, the 1st of September, we retest a very important, significant demand zone. We created lower shadow, and then there was a little bit upside move. At that time, we could call it as a profit taking. But yesterday, as you can see, huge monster break of the falling trend line, telling us that maybe, just maybe, market is trying to front run the Bank of Canada rate decision. Anyway, looks positive, especially when we are going to take into the consideration falling oil prices plus a little bit of the negative sentiment when it comes to the indices. Well, that could provide the opportunity for the buyers to push prices much higher in that case. Anyway, so we know where we are from the medium-term perspective. So let's have a look where we are short-term, and I'm going to place few important horizontal lines, important from my perspective, right? Trying to tell you where the nearest supply or demand is. Let's start with the supply. Let's take into the consideration this rally over here, right? So we have the line, and that's what was tested during the Tokyo session. We have a little bit of the rejection going on right now, right? So pullback could take place. Now, when it comes to the pullback from here, right, what we might expect? Well, I would say the failure here around 3160 is an important thing, but then this demand zone is even more important, right? So I'm going to put two more lines at the top and 50% of that zone. At the same time, that's gonna be the high of that 1st of September, where we create the bottom. Of course, we can also move as low as the swing low over here to create to finish nicely the business. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I strongly encourage you to visit Light Forex educational section to get more about this swing trading and finishing the business. So that's how the things looks like to the downside, right? So I'm looking for a buying opportunity today, post Bank of Canada. Of course, taking into the consideration that already market been front running, right, and showing what expectations are, right, that no hawkishness, any kind of the above expectations could provide the Canadian dollar buying opportunity, at least short term. So that you have to be aware of that, right? Okay, when it comes to the more upside, there is another 3285, and then in my opinion the bottom of that particular range from 30th of July, okay, this here. So then we have to take into the consideration whole of that range. So that's gonna be our next possible target if you are going to break through 33.30. Okay. So overall, trying to summarize Canadian dollar, I'm looking to buy the pullback towards 31.60, maybe, just maybe, if seen towards 31. Okay. My initial stop is going to be below yesterday low. All right. My first target is going to be around 33.30. The second target around 34.60. That's how I see the things when it comes to the USDCAD. Let's have a look what we have when it comes to the other Canadian dollar pairs. Let's have a look and check CADJPY. Very interesting things going on here. We are well below the weekly open, but there is a big but. We've seen huge, if not monster, breakdown yesterday through 80.50, right? I'm talking about these levels. Okay, but there is a big but, because we are trying to hold another significant psychological level, 80. So I do expect some kind of the 80-50 range for now towards the Bank of Canada rate decision. Now, before I will go further here, I have to encourage you to watch our medium-term Nasdaq analysis. Why? Because Nasdaq overnight hit strong demand level. And since then, we've seen, it's still pre-market, but we've seen profit taking. There are a possibility to see two equal waves to the upside. Then maybe during the cash market, some kind of the retest. But if we are going to hold overnight low, that could be quite risk positive. So we might see risk on. In that case, we might see attempt to get back above 80.50, right? To try to retest mid of that consolidation. In that case, we are talking about the levels close to 80-81, all right? From this particular pair perspective, it's very important because there are, two factors. We have to monitor the Bank of Canada rate decision, the market reaction, that's the number one. But on the other hand, because where we are when it comes to the Nasdaq, to overall sentiment when it comes to the stocks market, we might see the bounce, right? So be careful, because it could be, a little bit higher than usual volatility when it comes to the Canadian dollar versus the Japanese yen. Anyway, look for the range 80-50, and towards the end of the day, if we are going to close above or below one of those these levels, that might be the suggestion for the further future direction. That's how I see the things when it comes to the CAD yen. Finally, the neighbors. I'm talking about AUDCAD. All right. Well, we discussed the line break. We discussed the retest, right? And still trying to hold above this significant breakout level, right? But we are still below 96, 50, 80. Okay, so here 96, 60, 96, 80 as a fading level number one. Fading level number one, because we might eventually see 1-to-1 rally and creation, right, of this type of some kind of let's call it triple top, like this. So creation of the megaphone formation, right? So first supply around 96.80, second supply a little bit higher towards 97.50. Demand 1-to-1 down towards 94.24, or megaphone creation 93.50, 93.25. All right, so be very careful here. I'm looking to fade the rally, or I'm looking to buy the dip. That's how the things looks like for now when it comes to the Australian dollar versus Canadian dollar. So very big day for the Canadian dollar. The rate decision with USD CAD looks bearish, meaning the USD CAD looks bullish. CAD yen looks like the range 80-50. So the breakout or breakdown through these levels might suggest a future direction. And here AUDCAD for now 96.80 or 97.50 as a supply, 94.25 or 93.50, 93.25 as a demand. With the bigger picture anyway, I think at some point we are going to retest psychological level 0.9. With that being said, guys, be careful, don't be trapped, work with your exposure, and good luck. See you around, take care, goodbye.